Welcome to Evolving Into Her. I'm Ashley Hope, and this is your weekly check-in to get out of your head, into your body, and back into alignment with the version of you who's already living the vision. So grab your favorite cup of tea, settle in, and let's get into the show. You're listening to the very first episode of Evolving Into Her, and I just want to start by saying thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for pressing play. Thank you for being a friend. And just a forewarning, my neurospiciness will show up sometimes just like that, but grace, okay? Thank you for showing up for yourself in the middle of whatever season you're in right now. This means so much to me, and I don't take your listen lightly. If we haven't met yet, I'm Ashley Hope, and I really want this first episode to feel like we're settling in together and getting to know one another better. And I just want to share a little bit about me. I've been in the wellness space for almost a decade now. I'm a mindset coach, an inner healing guide, a master energy healer, a trained hypnotherapist, blah, blah, blah. But titles aside, my work is really rooted in helping women create lives they're actually excited to wake up to. Lives that feel soft, lives that feel intentional, lives that feel expansive, lives that feel grounded, lives that feel true to them, lives that they chose. And I've walked with many women through some of their most transformative moments. I've helped them come home to themselves. I've helped women shift patterns, break cycles, open up to receiving. I've helped them release dense energy from their mind and their body and their auric field. I've helped them develop a deep sense of trust in themselves, trust in life, trust in the Most High, trust in divine timing and divine order. I'm also a community builder. I'm the founder of Evolving Into Her Collective, a digital wellness space for women who are ready to evolve and expand and come home to themselves. And the doors to the community will be reopening soon, so stay tuned for that. I'm super excited for that. So in short, this isn't just what I do. It's not something that I just teach. It's who I am. It's who I be. It's how I move through the world. I live this work. I am this work. I've made the hard calls, and I've had to choose alignment over comfort several times. I've walked away from relationships, from careers, from entire versions of myself to follow what felt right for me, what felt true for me, what felt in alignment for me, even when it didn't make sense to others. And if I'm being honest, many times it didn't make sense to me either, child. Okay. I just knew I had to make a move. And I feel like I've lived so many lives. I've rebuilt my life from the bottom up more than once. And not because I had this elaborate plan or I had it all figured out, but because I knew I couldn't keep living out of alignment. And so one step at a time, I started choosing myself, and I started choosing the version of me that I wanted to embody, that I wanted to be, that I wanted to experience. And that's why I created this podcast. And not to teach you from a place of expertise or perfection. I'm not here to tell you how to fix yourself. And I'm definitely not here to pretend like I have it all figured out, because the gag is I don't. All right. And I won't pretend to. I am walking with you. I'm walking alongside you on this journey, and the episodes will reflect that. I have pivoted, shifted, rebuilt, rebranded, and reinvented so many times, girl. And I am still evolving. And this podcast is coming from a deep devotion to walking in alignment with who I really am and creating space for you to do the same. So some episodes will feel light. They'll feel like affirmations or even confirmation. Some will feel like you're listening to a voice note from your favorite cousin or your homegirl. We may kiki a little bit. And some episodes may feel like I'm walking you through a hard decision or a big shift. But no matter what season you're in, I want this to be a space you can come back to again and again. And this podcast is meant to be a whole experience, and I'm honored to share this with you. So, what is this podcast about? Evolving into her is for the woman who feels herself shifting, who feels herself expanding, stretching even. And she may not have the words for it yet, but something in her body, in her being, knows that the version of her that got her here isn't the version that can take her where she's going. And maybe she's already made bold moves. Maybe she's still sitting in the tension, knowing something has to change. Either way, she can feel it. We all know that feeling. That feeling when it's time to become the next version of yourself, where you've outgrown where you are right now. And maybe she's already her in some areas and still becoming in others. And that's what this space is for. It's learning how to walk with yourself through the unfolding, through the expansion, through the stretch, through the recalibration. It's those moments when you look at your life and you quietly admit, like, man, this no longer fits. This no longer feels good. This no longer feels fulfilling. I do not feel peace here. I do not feel joy here. And then you start making choices and decisions that do fit and that do feel in alignment for you, even if they feel unfamiliar and scary at first. And honestly, that's been my story too. I've lived it. I've journaled about the version of me I was becoming. I would write out her routines. I would script about her energy and her standards and her habits. I used to visualize about her during meditation, how she looked, how she experienced the world, how she moved through her day, how she started her mornings with intention, how she carried herself, how she spoke, how she rested, how she just knew who she was. And she was grounded, she was soft, she was disciplined, and she trusted herself. And I've lived through many seasons where I was her fully. And I'd finally caught up to the woman I'd written about. It's like I collapsed timelines and I was living in her experience. And I've also had seasons where new layers of her came forward. The parts I hadn't even imagined yet, that I hadn't scripted about, that I couldn't even fathom that I would want, the ones I had to grow into. And that's what this journey really is, because becoming her or evolving into her is not a one-time glow up or a destination. It's a sacred unfolding. It's a practice. It's a posture. It's a lifestyle. It's a way of being. And sometimes, baby, all you've got is your breath. And all you've got is that quiet inner knowing. And all you've got is the choice to show up anyway, even when it's hard, even when it's unclear and uncertain. And that's what this space is here to hold. So here we'll talk about all the things. We'll talk about identity shifts, letting go, coming home to yourself again and again. We'll explore nervous system safety, wealth and abundance, aligned relationships, becoming the secure woman in partnership, friendships, energy, boundaries, faith, discernment, all the things that I love to talk about and all the things that matter when you're evolving on purpose and with intention. But no matter what we're talking about, the energy here will always be the same. And that is, you're allowed to be in progress. You're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to shift, pivot, recalibrate as many times as you need to, whenever you feel called to. You're allowed to take up space, even though you're still figuring it out. This season that you're in is not a waiting room. You're not waiting for anything. It's part of the becoming, and it's sacred, and it's enough. Like, just let it be enough. So before we close, I want to invite you into something I'll be including in every episode. It's something I'll call a moment for her. Cute, right? So this is where we're going to slow down, where we're going to get out of our heads and back into our bodies. If you work with me in any capacity or you've been in community with me, I'm always getting my clients, the ladies in my programs, in my community, to get out of their heads, because so many of us intellectualize our healing and spend so many days and so much time thinking, planning, over analyzing, ruminating, trying to figure it all out. But becoming her or evolving into her doesn't happen in your head, right? It happens in your body. It happens in how you move, how you breathe, in your energy, how you feel into the next version of you. So this moment is yours, and it's a short grounding practice to help you reconnect and to feel into this shift, to anchor into your evolution, and to remember that right here, even in the middle of your becoming, that you are enough. So if you're in a space where you can pause, I invite you to bring one hand over your heart and one hand over your belly or your womb space, and just close your eyes if that feels safe and if it's comfortable to do so. Or you can just soften your gaze and just breathe. Just pay attention to your breath, just observe it without judgment. And breathe into the places that feel tight, where there's tension, stiffness. Breathe into the places that feel quiet. Breathe into the version of you that's still unfolding. And just allow your body to soften. Let your shoulders drop. Unfurrow your brow. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth and soften your jaw. And just let yourself breathe here. Let your breath slow. In through your nose. Exhale softly from your mouth. And as you breathe, anchor into this truth and say it with me. I am safe to expand. I am grounded in who I am. And I am open to who I am becoming. And friend, let that settle in. Let it root into your body, into your bones, into your being, into your auric field, into your mind. Allow it to resonate as truth. And let it become something you carry forward. And when you're ready, take one last cleansing breath in and out. And gently return to the present moment. Friend, thank you so much for being here with me. I'm Ashley Hope, and you've just listened to Evolving into Her. If you feel called to go deeper or explore ways we can work together, you can visit my website, www.ashleyhope.co. There you'll find everything you need to support you in this season and the next. Thank you for choosing her. Thank you for choosing yourself. And until next time, stay in devotion to your becoming.